Chris Jackson, drafted 243rd, 7th round pick, the last pick of the Tennessee Titans. What do we know about him? What does he do well? What doesn't he do well? Is he going to make the team? If he does make the team, where is he going to fit? Can he make an actual cornerback, or is he going to be a safety? We'll dive into all those things. Chris Jackson. Why did John Robinson take him out of Marshall? Plus, we have a little history. Like, for starters, the first Marshall player ever drafted by the Tennessee Titans. That's kind of a big deal. At Marshall, started 47 games for the Thundering Herd. Back in the day, drove to West Virginia. Pretty cool experience. If you've never been to Marshall, might want to check it out and put it on the old bucket list. So let's dive in to Chris Jackson next. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share, leave a comment, do your thing. We will get back to you here on Titan Upload. This place is driven for fans, by fans, to fans. And let's just be honest, fan-to-fan network? I'll get to more of that later. The one thing I'd like to do is just understand this draft pick. So to help me, I have decided I'm going to try to beat a 4.48 40 time. That's right, Chris Jackson ran a 4.48 40 time. Man, I've been working hard. I've been putting a lot of effort into this. So not only will I bring you content today on Chris Jackson and what J-Rob's plan will be for him in 2020, I'm also kind of lead you down the road of a long, hard journey of me trying to master a 40 time. So Chris Jackson actually came out as a wide receiver in high school in Florida, was a track guy, was a 2-star recruit. He got recruited by Indiana, Kentucky, USF, App State. He ended up going with Marshall. And he actually had a pretty good career. Like I mentioned earlier, leads Marshall as far as in history with the most pass breakups, around 45. And then with his interceptions at 7, you add them together, I think he ranks second out of all. He actually ranks like second of all time. So pretty impressive for Chris Jackson in his 4-year career at Marshall. So what are the Titans getting? Well, he runs around a 4.48. Not too bad. He also can bench around 15 reps of 225, which I guess is way more than I can do. And then, you know, his three cone comes in at 6.94. So, I mean, on the surface, this guy seems to be pretty athletic. He can play multiple positions. He can get in your face as a corner watching some highlights. No one really knows where he's going to fit. So that's ultimately the one question that everyone's going to have. Now, the plan for Chris Jackson, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? The guy was like a gunner on special teams. He made numerous plays of downing the ball down the field. He can get down the field. He's fast. Reminds me a little bit of Milton from the guy we picked up from the Colts last year. Tackling could probably be a little bit better. He's definitely been working on that the last few years, apparently, through the research and stuff. He's building up more of his rush defense. You know, as a secondary guy, I'm not super concerned about that. But, you know, if you're going to play up towards the line of scrimmage, you're going to have to tackle somebody, eventually. So if you don't, it could lead to big plays. Now, there's not a whole lot of information out about this guy. There are some different highlight videos that you could probably go watch of 3 to year 4 is the amount of confidence this guy played with. You really can tell watching the highlights from his junior year to his senior year. There are a couple things I noticed. Number one, the awareness. The awareness is very, very high on this guy. Like, he's very aware of what's his surroundings. You can tell he closes very fast. He makes plays. You know, he knows he kind of knows where the play is going, if that makes sense. He's able to make some reads, which is great. You know what I mean? Especially in the secondary, kind of see the play before it happens. I did notice that a few times. The one issue that you're going to hear a lot about him is the physical part, right? He kind of gets pushed around at times. I mentioned earlier about the run defense isn't the greatest, but he has improved and he has focused a lot of attention from year 3 to year 4 on that. But when you look, he's always around the ball. Like, he's super sticky with the receivers. He is always right there, it seems like. He can play more up. He can play more bump coverage. He can play in your face. He can match up against tight ends. I mean, he really can do a lot of versatility. That's a Titans guy. The other thing I noticed, just to keep an eye on when you go back and watch highlights of Chris Jackson, is there are a lot of situations that he's playing where he is able to defend the ball. But on the flip side of that, there are a lot of drops. It just drops. You know what I mean? Like, the guy catches the ball, just drops it. And yes, Jackson is right there. He's got really good coverage. I'm sure that has an impact on it. But in the NFL, those balls aren't getting dropped at all. So that's the one issue of a concern that I would say that we need to see more on. Again, 7th round pick. What are the expectations here? Now, Cortland Finnegan comes to mind. Can this guy be a Cortland Finnegan player? I mean, it's too early to judge that. I don't think they're the same type of player. I know that Finnegan was very physical, and he would get after you, and he would make your life miserable, right? This guy is more of a, I want to say, awareness, uses his closing speed, and he does have sticky coverage. But if they can kind of coach this guy up to play more physical, which we hear, it's not easy to do. But I'm telling you up front, the way that Chris Jackson makes the Titans, and he will make the roster, it's through special teams. Has probably sat down with J-Rob at some point, and J-Rob has said, dude, the way you make this team, you're going to have to play special teams. And the cool thing about Chris Jackson, he can do it. Well, I finally made it to the track. Again, I'm going to try to beat 4.48. I think I can do it. I've been working really, really hard. I've been training hard. I just feel like this is going to be the day. You know, I'm gonna be up there with Chris Jackson. You know, 40 time is very important, football. And yes, I am 38, haven't played in a while, but I think it starts with the 40 time. So wish me luck. Here we go. 4.48 is what we're trying to beat. Remember, been working for this, so let's go. On my way into the track, you know, it's just hard work just to get here, right? I mean, just to get out to the track, to run. It's a beautiful day here. I think I'm ready. You know, I stretched. I feel good. I feel like I'm going to be able to do this. And it all starts with, like I mentioned, the 40 time. So got a little echo going. So I finally found the entrance to get onto the track to make this thing official. Got my stopwatch, got multiple camera angles, got it all measured out with the 40. Here we go. Are you kidding me? All this hard work, all this, I get this far and the track's closed? You've got to be kidding me. Well, I'm going to have to think of another plan. I'm not going to throw this training out the way, man. I've come too far, and I've been working too hard at this 40 time, and I officially feel like this is the most beautiful day you can run. There's no wind, there's no nothing, and now we got the track being closed. So, tell you what, man, it's all overcoming. It's all continuing to thrive and get better and just keep going, and don't let anything stop you. I guess that's the message today. So if you're drafted in 7th, if you're drafted with the 7th round pick for the Tennessee Titans, Chris Jackson, man, there may be a lot of obstacles in front of you, but you can play special teams, you can catch, with that wide receiver background you came up with through high school, sky's the limit, man. You can definitely make this team. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be like the track closed behind me, but we believe you can do it. And there's a reason why J-Rob drafted Chris Jackson in the 7th round. But there's definitely going to be a lot of room for growth. I think he's going to definitely have to improve. Like we mentioned, get stronger, be more physical with receivers, because let's be honest, receivers in the NFL are going to catch way more than they did in college. But I'm pretty intrigued by this guy, and I think you should be too. I think there's something special about the way that John Robinson drafts, and I think he has definitely got a plan in place before he picks these guys, and he knows how he's going to use them. So I think this guy being drafted at 7, J-Rob, trust me, there's a reason why he picked him in the 7th round. And my guess is special teams is where he finds a lot of his chances for the Titans to maybe even make big impacts and some big plays. Thanks for joining us. The draft series is finally over. Don't forget about Sunday night. Don't forget to subscribe. And guess what? We got to end the show on Tighten Up. Breaking news here on Tighten Upload Fan to Fan Network. It's going to debut July 4th. Make sure you get Twitch. I'll leave the link below, and so you can be a part of it. You're not going to want to miss it. There's going to be live pre-games, post-games, Thursday night, probably Sunday night, Monday night, all around what's going on in the NFL. And I'll be on there covering the Titans. So I hope you'll support, hope you'll be there. But yeah, that's the breaking news. This thing is going to be big. This thing is going to take off. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to be a part of it. You really are. Because not only am I going to continue to bring you Titan Upload Live, Tuesday Night Lights, and other Titans content, we just can do more now. We can do more. The ceiling is, there is no ceiling for us here on the Fan to Fan Network. We're still Titan Upload Network. That's not changing. You don't have to change. Just get over there, get that Twitch thing set up so you can be a part of it. And like I said, many more guest opportunity. We can get bigger guests on here, guests that we never really thought were possible, and they're going to come on the channel at some point, and we're super pumped about that. So thank you for making Titan Upload what it is. Without you guys, this channel would not exist right now. You guys have invested your time, your energy, and you continue to support Titan Upload, and I am trying to think outside of the box. I am trying to put our channel in the best possible way going forward so we all can get the most Titans content that we deserve. So thanks again. Remember, link below for the Twitch thing, and nothing's changing except for more Titans content can be brought to you and more support with the network. So, Fantasy Football Counselor, thank you for the invite. It accepts, and we're in, and we're gonna tighten up. See you soon. Yeah, I got about time for one question. Yeah. You know, I really thought it was gonna work today. I mean, like I said, I drank enough water, I did my stretches, I did a light run. It's a beautiful day. We picked the perfect day to do this. Just so happens we're dropping the Chris Jackson video. But I felt really good. It just didn't work out. Like I said, it's closed. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they're putting in an oil, line, or who knows what they're doing down there with the track. But like I said, there's always tomorrow. There's always another day. And, that's the best way to go about it. I'm not stopping, feel good. And, I really thought we could beat 4.48. I really did. I was really, focused. I was zoned in. But it just didn't happen for whatever reason, The track had other plans for us today, but like I said, maybe this thing will get worked out. Maybe they'll get the